spiritual knowledge is not something that you can have. It is a state of receiving. If you are connected, you know. If you lose the connection, you don't. According to the Vedic understanding, the soul, our self, our spiritual self, is female in nature. The esoteric properties of the female is to receive, to surrender, and to serve, to give pleasure. And on the opposite side, the male principles, esoteric principles of the male, are to induce, to give, and to give shelter, and to receive service, to enjoy the service of the female. So according to the Vedic understanding, we are an energy of God. We are the marginal potency of God. We discussed about this in our last video. So God, He's the energetic, He's the male principle, He's the one who induces, the one who gives shelter, the one who enjoys our service. And we, the living entities, by nature, by our spiritual identity, we are taking shelter, we are surrendering, we are serving, and we are receiving. If we want to connect or have spiritual knowledge, we have to come back to this quality of ourself, of our soul. We have to imbibe this quality of connection, of surrender, of receiving. Spiritual knowledge is not a gathering of facts or ideas. It is rather an understanding or an elevation of consciousness. It is perceiving the reality as it is. It is a complete open-mindedness where just the reality becomes evident to you. It is just revealing, the truth reveals it to you, not you are grasping the reality, and by the power of your intelligence, the power of your mind, you can systematically understand it. But it is not an active act of us of grasping, it is an act of receiving. And for that we have to be in a state of connectedness, and in a state of surrender, in a state of wanting to serve. As soon we want to grasp it for ourselves and want to call it our own and want to enjoy it for ourselves, the spiritual knowledge becomes material, and it is just an idea in our brain. It is just becomes an ism, some kind of ideology. But it is not anymore a spiritual understanding, spiritual knowledge. Therefore, spirituality is not something you can sell. It's not something you can take, put your label upon, and then sell it as your ideas or ism. Then it will not be spirituality anymore. It always has to be approached in a selfless attitude of surrender and love and service. An example is given there that we are taking care of a racing horse. We feed it well, we ban any type of issues are there, sicknesses are there, we're treating it well, so that later on we can sell it for a higher price. So in a material consciousness, we often having this attitude to spirituality, that I pursue spirituality to come to a certain level so that later on I can use it to impress others, to exploit others, to get a good name, to get name and fame, even to maybe sell a course or whatever. But this is not the attitude we should pursue spirituality. Spirituality always has to be pursued in an attitude of selfless love and selfless service. And another characteristic of spiritual knowledge is, because it is not you who is having it, it is a state of receiving, the very first quality or the first sign of somebody who is advancing in spiritual knowledge is that he will become very humble. So humility is the first sign of real knowledge, because you will understand how big is the world, how big God is, and how small we are, and how blessed we are to become connected and to receive and being allowed to be part of this wonderful thing that is life, that is creation. But on the other hand, material knowledge, it will make you proud. It will blow up your ego. It will tell you, oh, you know so much, you are so advanced, you are this, you are that, others don't know, you have to teach them. So the sign of material knowledge is ego. And if we approach spirituality in the wrong attitude and it blows up our ego, it is a sign that we have materialized spirituality. And that is a great pitfall, and everybody should be very cautious and very careful about that. So since we are talking from the Vedic perspective, we also must mention one more thing. I already gave a hint about it, is that we are receiving spiritual knowledge, but from whom? If we are this female principle, who is that male principle from whom we receive, to whom we take shelter, and to whom we serve? And in the Vedic understanding, this male principle is God, is the Supreme Lord. In the Sanskrit, we call him Krishna, and therefore Krishna is displayed as a boy who plays the flute, who is the beloved, the lover he's the hero of all the women. So because he is the supreme enjoyer, he's the supreme shelter point, the supreme object of love and service. So this is Krishna, and he is the reservoir of all knowledge. If we connect to him, we can receive if we connect to him, we can receive the pure knowledge, the Vedic wisdom. And of course this is not practically possible for everyone. Not everyone is like fortunate enough or to meet God face to face. Therefore there is the arrangement of the disciplic succession. There is a succession of guardians of knowledge, of souls who are surrendered and who are always connected, and they help others to become connected. Through them we can become connected. It is said, Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam. It is said that the truth of our true identity, the truth of the value of life, is hidden in the confidential chamber of the heart of these guardians of knowledge, of these true spiritual masters. So if you want to know more about this process of receiving knowledge, of spiritual knowledge, how to become connected to a spiritual master, what are the qualities of a real spiritual master, subscribe. If you have any request about any topic, want to know more, please let me know in the comments, and see you in the next video.